Despite the observation of a bullish momentum that have gripped the market in the last 6 to 7 weeks on the Euro New Zealand, I am of the opinion that we might be going into a bearish bias going into the new week. And why have I said this? So let's go to the daily time frame and see what is happening on this time frame. The first thing we'll observe that we do have a demand zone around this area at around 1.57 area, which held price supported for quite a while before we saw that upsurge move in price in the last 6 to 7 weeks. So with a demand zone sitting right here, hold on a second, let's label this for the sake of clarity. So with a demand zone sitting right here, we saw that price has continued to find, sorry, price has continued to find higher highs, higher lows since April of this year. And one thing I observed after price hit 1.68500 area, I saw that price continue to find lower lows and lower highs, which gives me a, a signal that we might have completed the retracement phase of that impulse leg that is identified here on the daily time frame. So the idea supporting my bearish momentum is going to definitely be that price has probably finished the retracement phase, which you can see price did a retracement right into 1.68415, after which we started seeing structures that support a downtrend continuation in the form of a reversal pattern going into the new week. So now that we have this scenario, how do we take advantage of that bearish move when it finally happens? So the first thing for us we want to do is to identify which retracement level have we right now. If we bring out our Fibonacci retracement tool and run it through the previous impulse leg, definitely we'll realize that we are around 618, and we are right between 618 and 78.6% retracement of that impulse leg, which for me right now, this area will be our new supply zone going forward. So let's delete this and label this area to supply zone. Okay. Oh, sorry. So with a supply zone sitting around 1.68 area, and if we go left, we can see that this area too has been a supply zone in the past. You can see price has continued to reject that area multiple times, where as soon as price comes into that area, we see huge selling opportunities from that area going. So we can see that this gives more confirmation into the strength of this 1.6 area as a niche for sellers in the Euro New Zealand market. So with this information at the back of our hand, we want to scale down to a much lower time frame where we're probably going to look for opportunities to take advantage of whatever selling opportunities lies before us going into the new week. So the first thing I did on the 3 hours time frame is that we identified the lower highs. We connected a series of lower highs at this point, and we have a trend line that looks more like this. In addition to the trend line, we identified a key level also. Give me a moment. Let's go back to the daily time frame. We identified the key level. So we identified a key level around this area. And if you look left, we can see that this area at one point in time has been a support level at around this area, a resistant level multiple times, a support level here, support level, support level, support level. We had a breakdown of this area and it became a support level around this area before we finally saw that breakdown, hereby giving us a clue into the strength of that level at this point. As we can see, that level had been a determinant of price movement. As if price breaks down at that level, price continue to move to the downside, and if price breaks above that level, price continue to move to the upside. So with the key level right at 1.66 area, we identified a key level around this area. And if you look left, we can see that this area at one point in time has been a support level at around this area, a resistant level multiple times, a support level, support level, support level. So we had a breakdown of this area and it became a support level around this area before we finally saw that breakdown, hereby giving us a clue into the strength of that level at this point. As we can see, that level had been a determinant of price movement. As if price breaks down at that level, price continue to move to the downside, and if price breaks above that level, price continue to move to the upside. So with the key level right at 1.66 area, Hold on a second. Allow me to give this a label. Key level at 1.66 area. So we should have this gold, and then we'll place it right at the top. I think at the right hand side will be most appropriate. So let's leave it like this. So we have our key level. Please give me a moment, please. Let's make this 310. I think 310 is most appropriate. Sorry. So this is what we have here. So we have a key level right here. So going back to the 3 hours time frame. So what I'm saying here is going into the new week, I already have two parameters that will be my guide, my yardstick going into the new week. And what is that? We have a key level right at 1.66, and we have a trend line, a bearish trend line that have connected a series of lower highs in the last 1 to 2 weeks. So with this being said, I want to be looking for opportunities right below the key level and the trend line to take advantage of any selling momentum. So the beginning of the week, there is a possibility that price could probably come back down, come back up into this key level or trend line where a reversal pattern could be formed that could probably send price going to the downside. But should price not go that far, then it is appropriate that we hold on a little bit and see how price reacts at 1.64 area, where we want to be looking for a signal in the form of a breakdown of this key level of this area of this neckline, and we look for retest of structure and then patterns that supports a trend continuation to the downside. So on the Euro New Zealand, in addition to these parameters, if we look left and look at what has been happening since the beginning of April, we can identify a bullish trend line by connecting the series of higher lows that has been happening in the market, and it will definitely have something like this. So if you allow me to give this a green to signify that this is a bullish trend line, let's make it tick a little bit so that and let's use our line chart to confirm if that line is more precise. So we have our line chart, run through that, and we have something like this. So with the bullish trend line identified here, we can see that at the point where we had the key level, we had a confluence where price broke down of that trend line. You can see, though we had the first breakdown here, then price came back up into the key level, then it broke down that trend line with a bearish engulfing candle, after which we saw a retest of that key level, which is also the retest of that bullish trend line, after which we saw that bearish move during last week trading session. So this is adding more significance to the bearish bias I'm having here on the Euro New Zealand. So with all this information being said, we have two scenarios. The first one is that we want to be looking for price. We want to be looking at the possibility where price comes back into this key level, or probably this area, where we see reversal patterns that support a trend continuation to the downside, a breakout of structure, a retest into structure, and then we could take advantage of that bearish move from that area. And the other one is if we have a breakdown of this key level at 1.64 area, a retest into structure, and we look for patterns, probably a reversal pattern that supports a trend continuation to the downside. So at this point, it is appropriate that um, give we identify what our position side is going to be after confirmation has been made. The first one is we want to be taking an entry point right at 1.63556, which is right below this neckline, after which we will be having a stop loss right. Sorry, we have a stop loss right above that level. We have it somewhere around here. That's like around 100 pips. Then we have our take profit target somewhere around here, at least for the meantime. I have it right here at 1.6. I think 1.6 will be most appropriate for our take profit target. Sorry, hold on a second. Oh, that was so we want to be having something like this. We want to be having 1.6 as our take profit target for the meantime, and then stop loss right above that neckline here, and probably that will be approximately 100 pips, whatever that is. I think approximately 100 pips on that one. And then the second scenario for early selling opportunity is that if we see price come back up into this key level and probably do a retest of structure, and then we see structures that suppose a trend continuation to the downside, then we want to take advantage of a bearish move right below that key level. Sorry, want to be having right below that key level. And if price comes back up into this area, we want to have a situation that looks like this, and then we still have 1.6 as our target, which will give us around 500 pips. So with our stop loss right above that key level, which is also approximately 100 pips, then we will be having something like this. So this is what I'll be looking out for on the Euro New Zealand going into the new week. Please note that regular updates will be shared in the comment section of my TradingView account for reference purposes as price action is being monitored. Thank you for watching and do have a wonderful day.